situations have been horrible today.
Mombie-rella.
And I'm not going to even try to pronounce her last name.
Don't. And then
CJ Peterson with.
He messed up Peterson?
Hey.
I'm telling you.
He's
I've
had a long day.
It's a long day.
It's been a long day. But CJ Peterson with the Con Hour and the journey is real.
Thank you.
Did you love that? Ooh, yeah.
With the do's and don'ts of podcasts.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest don'ts having dead space. You do not want dead space at all.
Just find an Aimee, okay? I can feel dead space like no other. And it's just stories, honestly. But you don't want that, I agree.
Especially if you're sitting there listening, because if you're just listening and it's an audio one and there's dead space, they're like, hello, is this thing broken?
And they're checking the radios.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just, okay, so the way I view it, I have a ton of other ones that I'm also host and co-host on, and you're having a conversation with your audience, right? It's pretty much how you see it. And if you're, every single one of us, I know me because I'm just awkward in general, but when you have a conversation, right, it's like, yeah, see, like that was awkward. I just stopped, right? I didn't even finish talking. You're just like, I don't know if the conversation's over, if she's like having a stroke, what's going on, right? And so it's the same when you're listening to one. You want to kind of fill the space and keep it fun, lighthearted, and engaging. Unless you have like a super serious one, like everyone likes to bring up on the Con Hour, episode 7 about stalking, okay? So I won't really stalk you. But on that one, it's a serious topic, right? So you have to also fill it out on what your audience wants to hear. But like you guys, right? You guys love the Con Hour. Oh, yeah, okay. So
How could they not? I mean, come on.
yeah.
We're here.
Yeah, right? But like with that,
He only knows about it because of
yeah, see,
That stuff doesn't matter. You told
I love
somebody
it.
and they tell somebody.
I love
That's
it.
a Jew.
But
By the way, that falls under the
like
Jew
Aimee
too.
was saying with the, because we're not really, our show's not really about the true crimes and all that, which was the
lighthearted.
stalking.
Yeah.
But she was also a casting director, so we could pull more into that. So you actually have now 2 conversations, which you really want from your guests. You want to be multiple conversations.
Yeah, it
I
needs.
think-
It has to be. You have to feel your audience. So if you're going to start a podcast, right? I mean, in my opinion, if you're going to start one, it needs to be an everyday conversation because that's what people want to hear. They want to hear a conversation, whether it's you showing your expertise, right, like we're doing, because we all have podcasts. We've all learned what to do and definitely what not to do. Okay, like we've all learned that. But I mean, it's a conversation. I mean, I claim the title on the Con Hour as the hot mess mom, and I own it because I totally am, and that's on all my podcasts, every single one. That's the hot mess person.
Now, the one thing with us is we have longer podcasts.
Yeah.
I think ours, of course, an hour, but we did have DC Glenn who took up an hour and a half.
But it was a good conversation. How long is yours?
Honestly, actually, mine's a little different because I focus mostly on YouTube, so I do a lot of editing. So like, I kind of bow out of something. So it's funny.
You edit. You are not
Honestly,
tired.
it's like okay, that was a great moment. I feel like I got to know you guys even before I really got to meet
Yeah,
you.
so I
because,
can't be
like,
the hot mess mom on your show because you cut out all my stuff.
No, because then I take like all the mistakes and I usually put them together and make one big video.
Yeah.
But, it depends. Like if I do a live stream though, they'll be about half an hour though. I keep them very short on some stuff. But yeah, like that's weird because I'm always trying to figure out something with that to talk about because I don't want dead air. Even if somebody's watching it later, you know, it's like if there's nobody talking to you, some people will literally just sit at their YouTube video and just stare at the camera and just be like,
Having a stare and eye contest.
I'm like, you turn it on, you're like, oh my gosh, what do you want? I'm not watching. Stop with the eyes.
Yeah.
It's creepy.
Well, that's the other thing. CJ, you record yours also.
I do. And basically how it's recorded is how it goes up. So it's kind of the next best thing to live. But I've had people not show up or show up late, and I kind of cringe at that. So I do mine. I do record mine. The only reason I will edit is if there's an internet issue, and I usually tell them I will flag you and tell you the last thing I heard was ABC. I need you to count in your head, go 1, 2, and then ABC, so I know where to chunk it out. Other than that, I keep the conversation flowing as the conversation comes stuff. I've had people crying, I've had people laughing. We've gone completely off topic so many times, but that's the conversation. When they come on, I tell them, I'm going to be your BFF for the next 20, 25 minutes.
Yeah. Hey,
And we're talking about your passion and your heart, so go for it.
I think a do for me that I've learned, I've been podcasting for almost 7 years, so between 5 and 7, I lose count. It's just been a long time, man.
You kind of got to mark them by your kids. I had this one at this one.
I can't even do that though, because my kids are Irish twins in the last 2 years, and I've been on author talk for at least 4. So I mean, I wish I could do that. That'd be so easy, man. That would be easy. But like, okay, so I can sit up here. I'm comfortable. I have no shame, right? I mean, it's just like you can see my outfits half on. But it's kind of one of those. It's just
Optimus Express.
It is. Yeah, I got hot. I'm not even gonna lie. I got yeah.
Two of those girls we're walking around with are twins, 14 minutes apart.
Nice.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Hey, I like you.
Well, she's half dressed. I'm stripped right there at my
He did. I was like, is this a show? Like, you want some money? Like, I ain't got no ones. I have no ones. Okay, wait. Let me go see if they'll give me money, you know? But, so, I guess going back to the dues, is you want to fill out your audience market, right? So, for the con hour, they want to know about cons and speakers and things like that, right? That's going to be a longer show because you can't have on, like, Kevin Sorbo and be like, hey, you got 30 minutes and I'm going to cut you off. And you're like, what? Like, he's like, what? I'm like, the highlight. Like, can't do that, right? But I have, like, author talk and, like, a tip show and stuff, and you got to fill out people's attention spans, which is very short, okay? Super short. So 30 minutes is pulling it, you know, because you got to, some guests, you really got to pull teeth to get information. It's like, man, I got to pull my 2-year-old's tooth. It's not even loose, you know? It's one of those, but
Like I had one
you got to
that was
feel it.
literally 15 minutes, and I try to target between 20 and 25, and that 15
It's
is
hard.
pushing it. I'm like, dude.
And the other thing,
It was hard.
one of the dues that I would say is for our live shows, we want to talk to the people beforehand to know what they want to talk about.
Oh, that's nice.
And-
I don't need that. That is
And
nice.
one of the
I
things
do
like
have live streams too. I'll ask
CJ.
them, be like, do you want to do? Hey, we're thinking about doing this. You guys
Man,
interested? You know?
I wish.
CJ
If I like run
and
that
I,
quick.
you were gone that time, but CJ and I had one which was another author in California. We knew nothing
Oh, I
about
should
her.
have been on that
And
one.
we
I should
had
have been.
pull and pull and pull.
It's hard. Yeah.
Her,
And we tried.
her friends were on the show and they were saying
They're pulling.
they're pulling for her.
They're like,
And
when we
so-
have comments, ask her about this, ask her about
Why
that.
didn't you tell us about that at the beginning of the show?
Yeah.
We could have added that without having to struggle.
was painful.
That's true. So I do, my longest one is author talk. I've done that one for a really long time. And y'all are nice. Y'all give them like a rundown, ask them what they want to talk about. I don't. I tell them. I'm like, hey, I'm going to open like this. We're going to do this intro. I'm going to kick it. Everyone's going to talk about their weekend. Whether you didn't have something, talk about something coming up. Okay? Because I'm going to be sharing, doing all this stuff, and I need to focus. And then I'm going to kick it to, my co-host who's going to ask you questions about your book. I'm going to talk about my membership. We're going to banter, jump in, don't be sensitive about it, and we're out. 20, 25 minutes, we're done. I'm like, you got it? You good? All right, we're live. Later. Like, we're done.
You also have the time Nazi of Russell.
I do. I have a time Nazi on one of my shows, and I mean, once you hit that 25 mark in that private chat, it's counting down. It's like 26 minutes. You are 5 minutes over. You're like, I can't just cut them off, man. Like, that's rude.
Is the extra time is like your podcast to make sure you finish in time?
Well, you know, you got the tracker at the top, but
See, they're like the experts on the podcasting. I'm actually just learning about podcasting itself. Or YouTube. It's like, I'm more.
all right, let's break this down. Let's break this down, okay? So podcasting nowadays is also live shows. So I don't know, because there's podcasts
there's
just
like a
listen
gray
to.
area.
Yeah. So it's like I view it as I'm 29, so I'm the young person, I guess. So I've always known podcasting as being visual. See, I told you, I'm not ashamed. Like, I love this, man. I tell you. So I've always seen it as visual, because I like to see people's reaction. Like Delilah, I mentioned this before to you guys. If I could see that woman while she talked, oh my gosh, it would change my world. It really would. But anyways, so I got down the topic. But I've always known podcasts to be visual. YouTube, but on Facebook and stuff like that. Like we have a really big Facebook group, and
actually talk about independent breweries. I work with Southern Star,
Yeah.
so we do that, and then we talk about wrestling.
So how long's your podcast?
Typically we run probably, I want to say we have about 40 to 45 minutes of content.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And so do you have listeners that stay on the whole time?
Yes.
So are you visual or just audio?
No, we're just audio. And last time I checked, we honestly, you have people that listen to us in the UK.
Yeah?
Like, we just checked to see what we were getting.
I love that.
So we were like looking and we're like,
Amazing.
yeah, it's all across the board.
Yeah.
It's awesome
It's
seeing
like-
all the different places that
Yes.
are actually
Cool.
take part in
Yeah.
It's
that.
like,
I know
our biggest
Germany.
thing is we found out that we have Manila, Philippines,
Yeah.
Dublin, Ireland,
New
London,
Zealand.
England.
So you
That's like my end goal is to move to New Zealand, man.
But one of the biggest things is like, we recorded at Comic Conroe,
Yeah.
and the video came out great, but you
Audio.
can't hear it.
Yeah.
And
But you
for
do
that,
audio only.
We
and
do
as
audio.
for that,
We're
we
gonna
ended
get
up
into
doing
the
an
video.
emergency show this week
And
to
you'll-
actually
that's good.
apologize to the people for not being able to upload anything
Right.
from Comic
Audio
Conroe.
wise, yeah.
Because there was just no way. I'm not gonna have them listen to air.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's what it sounded like.
No, to be fair though, that was our first official
was our
time
first
for
official time.
learning, and it's gonna take a few to get it. So
Our
this
first
one,
live event.
yeah,
Live
listen, for this one, we're like, before we interview people, said you have to yell.
No, yeah.
You have to yell to be heard.
But
And so I think I'm probably the quietest of the three. but-
Yeah,
Actually, I
are.
should speak
Oh
up.
my
gosh.
girl,
So-
you are.
So for me, it's like I'm
I'm
talking
probably
like
quiet.
this to make
But you-
sure
but
that
you
they
sound
hear
like
me.
Yeah.
I think our
So-
biggest issue
It
is
was
like
because they were so
mic
loud.
Yeah.
Is
So
what?
like we interview wrestlers, right?
Yeah.
And they're just coming on. Not everybody's a professional podcaster, right? So
Right,
like
yeah.
they don't know where to talk, or they're way back here, or they're fiddling, and
yeah.
it's the table. You hear the table, you hear, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's mic placement.
Well, do you
Well-
have them come in with you, or
Could
you
be.
do it virtual?
They come in. We invite them in. and
Okay.
They do it.
Yeah.
So they're actually with you,
It
because
could
ours,
be your sound and stuff too, like your dampening or the type of mic that you have.
Yes,
Because I've had like a blue mic, and the one that I had, I don't even remember the name, it was like the ball. It picks up all the surrounding sound, and not just mine, because I didn't have dampeners and stuff.
Right.
So
That's the
sometimes
weird
it's, yeah, so, like those are good for, what is it when I think?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? I don't know the name of it, okay, I can't say it. But those mics are good for it.
ASMR.
Yes. Thank you. I should totally not do that because I'm just a loud person. But yeah, it depends on your mic and like the closeness and stuff. But if you're having where it's picking up other sounds, I'm gonna say for you, it's either a dampening unless you have, I don't know where you're doing it, but if you have like cushions on the wall or whatever,
No, we
or
record
it's the
in
mic.
the tap room.
Okay.
The tap room,
So-
again, where you hear people in the background, kind of, you're not gonna have dead air. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you'll
I
have
get it.
chitter chatter, or you'll hear
Are you
glasses.
consistent when
I
you go
actually
on?
know exactly where you're talking about, where you do, because when they had the kickoff event for Comic Conroe, my table was actually at that spot.
Okay, they're big, gigantic wood tables.
There's-
Yeah,
yeah.
since
Okay.
And they have the barrels right there.
Yeah,
that
that'd be
you
Yeah,
go
it
and-
That's hard.
kind of gives an audience as far as like there's always something going on. So
Yeah,
it's not, you're not gonna hear like
distracting.
dead air.
Yeah.
If we, come across something and we're like,
It could be distracting though
Have you
too.
considered earphones?
we,
The headphones?
yeah, we have those.
With the mic?
Well, the other thing is,
Oh,
the
the
mic
mic.
that I use is a toner, and it actually has the cover, so it actually covers some of that the background noise,
Right.
it goes away. But I can actually sit back, and it's gonna pick me up just as
It's
normal.
directional.
So
Yeah.
you won't have the problem of somebody, if you're with somebody, of them having to lean, because it's picking everything up
Yeah.
right there.
But you're wanting to get into video?
Yeah, we talked